What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, 3K TV, and welcome back to my podcast, One Pod, One Talk. Welcome back to 3K TV. This is another video, another podcast. My name is Trey Irby III, and I am your host for One Pod, One Talk. And today we got a special guest, man. But before the special guest introduce himself, I want you guys to make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you can be in tune every time I drop another banger just like this, man. And if you want to, you can go ahead and introduce yourself before we get into, the good segments, the good talk, and, let everything flow.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name's Gale. So that's about it. That's about it, bro.
That's about it.
Yeah, not much. I mean, follow me on TikTok at that native guy. Just I'll be bringing them hot videos. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I feel you, man. One of the things I really want to talk about is you told me that you play football, JUCO, and stuff like that. So let's kind of talk about that. Like, how was football to you? Like, what gave you that passion to, play football? Because I see you, man. When I say he's one of the most Eagles fan person I know, like, you just like my dad when it comes to like the Detroit Lions, but you a fan of the Eagles. Like, what gave you that passion?
Nah, man. It's just, I guess it's just growing up. I grew up in a small town. And when you grow up in small towns, like football and like sports in itself is just really big. Like back in my hometown, it would be football, baseball, and basketball, like your main ones. I think baseball kind of tops it off because they got like a Connie Mack series that goes on where like some of the top high schools in either in the state or in the country come out to play in a tournament. But overall, I think it's just like the football aspect of it. My mom, she was a big 49ers fan. My dad was a big Cowboys fan. Big old rider in the house on Sundays and stuff like that, especially when those two teams met up.
Right.
And just sitting there watching football games with them when I was a kid. And then like my older brother, he played football, and like I think that kind of like started it, where I was just like, you know what, one day I'm gonna play football too. Stuff is my older brother didn't even play like football for a long period. He played for like 1 year, and when I seen him doing that, it kind of gave me inspiration to want to be a part of the game and stuff like that, man.
Right.
And that's I would say that'd be like the start of it all, man.
So when you was playing JUCO, like what college you was playing at, what was your position, and what was just the experience of, like, even though JUCO is not a top college, but it's something to start up at. Like, what was that like?
So I played I was at Gale Pierce College for JUCO. To say like I probably got in for like one game. I played middle linebacker. The only reason why I got in was because I was supposed to gray shirt, and gray shirting is like when you don't take your full units and you're like right below 12 units. So like the most you want to take is 11 units, and like your gray shirt you really don't start your clock for the NCAA stuff.
So it's gray. Sorry to cut you off. Is gray shirt and red shirt like the same thing?
Somewhat, but a little bit different. So like once you use your red shirt, that's it. You don't get another red shirt. When you use your gray shirt, like you're taking below the certain amount of units. So like a red shirt, you could take 12 units, and then you'll sign off on the red shirt letter and stuff like that. So that way, you get like an extra year of just training and stuff like that. When you gray shirt, you're taking below the units that's required in order for your clock to start, and then from there it's like you could train, but at the same time you're taking like 1 or 2 classes throughout the year. So
oh wow,
yeah, so that's what they wanted for me, because some of the other guys, I went kids, but like grown men, but some of the other guys, they were like already sophomores, and they had gray shirted before as well. So like most of the guys that are sophomores were gonna get all the playing time.
Right.
And like everybody that was coming in as a freshman, they were like told, hey, gray shirt. Like a lot of us were told the gray shirt, and then we'll be able to come into spring ball, maybe get a scholarship then before summer starts. If not, when fall season's over with, you'll be able to send your highlight film out, stuff like that. The experience part of it, man, it was crazy, bro. Like the amount of people that used to live in one house was just outrageous, man.
Y'all was living in like one house?
Yeah, and then like there were some players that were like living in like 2 to 3 bedroom apartments with like 10 football players living in there.
Wow.
The house we had was like it was a 10 bedroom house. You had about 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Like so like the house had like 3 parts. So the main house had 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 bedrooms, and then there was the side garage, which was like a single room, and then there was the back part of the house that had a 2 bedroom there. So overall, you had like 30 football players living in one house, which was just like outrageous, bro. Like,
what the hell?
Yeah,
that's
man,
crazy.
And like when we had first got there, bro, it was just like when we first got out to LA, my best friend, who I call my brother, when we first got out there, we ended up staying at this one guy's house that was said like, oh, this is where you're gonna be staying at. Then it turned into, this still isn't where you're gonna be staying at. We're finding another spot for you. Just hang out here for the time being, and then once the house that you're really gonna be staying at opens up, we'll get you guys moved over there. And like what was messed up, like I don't like, they did like the landlord dirty or something like that was supposed to have all these football players moving in.
Wow.
And he thought he was about to like make big, but turns out like once they got that other house, like the coaches were like, hey, dip out, you know what I mean? So it was just like a wild experience, bro. Like,
yeah, like I could tell like that's a wild experience, because like you went to JUCO straight out of high school, right?
Yeah.
So like going to JUCO, you in a 10 bedroom house, and you living with all these type of people. Like you just like, cause like living in a house with other people that you don't know, you just like, it's kind of iffy, because you don't know if they will clean up after themselves, and you just like, man, like that's crazy,
bro. And that was like one of the biggest issues, bro. Like one of the bathrooms like was clogged up with feces and stuff so bad, like they couldn't even flush the toilet. So they stopped using that bathroom. We kept the door closed. And then like one day somebody had opened it. The funk in that bathroom went through the whole hallway.
Wow.
It was there for like a few minutes, even after like the door was closed. It was nasty, bro. We had my brother and I, we had came out from Thanksgiving back out here to Vegas. Have Thanksgiving dinner with family and stuff like that. And so we went back out to when we got back out for I want to say it was like Monday night, because we had school the following morning. I want to say Monday we had school the following morning. We had to go to classes or whatever. Bro, like we walked in the house, bro, it was straight, like the whole house smelled funky. Like they had trash like out in one corner going all the way up to the ceiling top almost.
Trash?
Dude, like I mean like if you see like almost like a garbage bin, bro. Like it was nasty, man.
I see. Like
that's the crazy part. Just moving in with people,
other people you don't know.
You don't know how they live, how they are. So I mean, like, I ain't gonna lie, most of them were like, pretty cool dudes and stuff like that. You know? But
it's just like the basic like life hacks. Like that's the thing with me, cause like, yeah, I want to have that college experience living in dorms and stuff, but like the scary part is that living with somebody you don't know and you don't know how they operate. Like you just walk in the house, you just bro, nah man.
Yeah.
Nah, like that's crazy. Like, and like with me, I ain't grew up like that, so I would probably snap just like come on bro, like dude.
But you like the understanding part about it all too is like these are a bunch of people, like some of them are like straight out of high school or have only been out of high school for like 2 to 3 years,
right?
Stuff like that. So like that. And
at the same time, y'all was basically all like, even though like we young adults, parents still consider us babies when we first graduated out of high school. So mental state of working, because I feel like not even just retail jobs, you always gonna have that mental of being at work, and and one thing you was saying that you had a bad day. Well, not actually a bad day, but it was the day that your mom passed away, and kind of go back through that again.
Yeah, well, so the day that day was, I was more like my mom was on my mind because my mom passed away like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
She had so it was like her birthday's coming up. So she passed back in last year in June. So like birthday's coming up, and stuff, plus the holidays and stuff like that. So they kind of stuff like that plays on your mind and stuff like that,
right?
Mentally and stuff, whatnot. And yeah, man, just gave me a day where I was just kind of going through the motions of everything and stuff like that, and that that's it's, how would you say it? It's like going through the motions. Like it's just when you work as hard as you get worked at a job, and you got mental problems, man. Sometimes, some days it's tough.
It's tough, yeah.
You just can't handle it. You gotta take that step back, maybe slow down a bit for the day and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cause like I told you a couple days ago, like I can feel and sense like my depression coming back, and I know some managers and stuff feel like we should go to them and tell them how we feel, but I feel like for me having depression, like last year, I went through depression for my first time ever, so I didn't know how to like go about things. Like I didn't know how to go to my parents and say, hey, I don't feel like myself right now. Like I knew it was depression, but I don't feel like myself. So like I just stayed in my room, dark. Yeah. I didn't feel like eating. I didn't feel like talking to nobody. Every time I like went on social media, I just have these moments where I just, instead of go to my parents and telling them about what's going on, I went to social media and just poured my heart out. And that's where I'm trying to like learn how to like go to like my loved ones and say, hey, I don't feel like myself right now. How can you help me?
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that scares people the most, because like I've dealt with depression before when I was a kid and stuff, and I think it kind of, not just more as just as a kid, but just growing up through life. But me myself, I don't think like I handle the way I deal with things mentally pretty well, honestly. But at the same time, like I kind of, at the same time, like I do, like, because I kind of look at things like for instance, like my son and those of family of mine, like I use them as a clutch as to helping me feel happy, or whatever I'm doing makes me feel happy. Try to make sense of how it's making me happy with what I'm doing and whatnot. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like because I grew up in a rough rough way growing up as a kid and stuff like that. Like, my dad, I didn't live with him until like I was like the age of 12. It was like every now and then, like we'd live with my dad, but it was like he would always put in a position where we had to go back to live with my auntie and uncle, my mom. I think there was like once we were supposed to live with her out in Arizona, but then things didn't work out there to where we ended up back with my auntie and uncle. And like I didn't really know who my mom was as a person growing up, just because, and just stuff like that, man. Like, it plays a big factor on you mentally. Like, like I know who my parents are, but at the time, like growing up as a kid, I didn't know who they were
personally.
Personally, it still hits me now, especially with my mom being gone now too. It's like, man, like I miss all this opportunity to get to know who my mom was. And at the same time too, what sucked about it was because things that have happened in my past, I've always kept a guard up against my mom and stuff like that. Like it was because I was afraid of getting hurt again and falling back into a deep depression, whatever. But it, like, I could say somewhat now there's a depression, but some part of it's like no, because like at least my mom had the opportunity to meet my son. My son knows who his grandma is, and I got to know who my mom was a little bit more and stuff like that. I mean, I wish there was more time. Very young age, like 40. She was 47, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was just like kind of just unexpected out of nowhere and stuff and whatnot. And it wasn't. It had nothing to do with COVID. If anything, though, she had I think it was called cirrhosis of the liver or liver cirrhosis.
What type of dog you got?
I got a bully, man. Yes.
Okay.
Here he is, right here. Coda, come here.
Hey.
my third child, I say. Yeah. I got him he's about to be 2. This will be his second Christmas out here with us. So I got him not last year, but the year before.
It
was like it was last year, I think. Was it last year? No, it was a year before. We got him like in March of 2020, 19 or 18. I think in March of 2018. Yeah, he's a pretty big boy now.
Yeah, American bullies, they don't grow tall, but I like how they build. Like they just stocky.
Yeah.
That's what I love about them. Cause how many bullies do we have? 3. When I was growing up, we had 3. But before I was born, my dad had like a lot of dogs. But
really?
Once I came around, it was like 3. Yeah, I think it was 3. Yeah, I think we had 3 bullies.
Was your dad breeding, or was he just?
I'm not sure. When I came around, when I was born, he wasn't breeding at all.
Yeah.
I think the last dog we had, I think he breed him. I think, but when I was like, I'm the last child. It's 4 of us all together. I'm the last child, so my parents had me when they was like in their 30s. So they was just like, it's whatever, like, the stuff that they used to do, they ain't doing it no more. So, I think the last dog we had was the last one that we was breeding. So we had, when I was around, We had 2 male dogs and 1 female dog, and she was just a regular blue pit bull. I don't know what else she was mixed with, but I just know that like she wasn't as stocky as the males, but she was a blue pit, and that was like the first time I saw like a blue pit a day in my life. Like,
Oh, really?
blue pits are like rare, I guess. So
Yeah.
so that was like, I remember it because we got her on Christmas, and I was sleeping with my sister, and my sister just, little puppies, they feet just light, and she's just like, what the heck? And like, I woke up and I went into the living room to open a Christmas present. I just see like a little puppy just laying. I'm like, what the hell?
That's
So
pretty
like,
dope, though.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like adopt at first, but
Mm-hmm.
just knowing like some people, the way they are with their dogs and stuff like that, you don't know how they're raising their dogs.
Yeah.
Especially if I was
And
gonna
you
get
don't
a
know,
puppy.
like, if you would adopt one of them, you don't know if they would snap back into like, because dogs is very like humans too. Like,
Yeah.
yes, they could go to a new family, but I feel like a dog can snap back into their senses. Like, damn, I got treated this way, but it's like a remembrance thing, because
Yeah.
I remember, because the last dog we had, he wasn't, how can I put it? He wasn't like destructible to like people, like, but if you like mess with him and come to like his territory, he would like, that's when he would snap off. But to me, he was like very loving. Like, I feel like I feel like he wasn't meant to like hurt other people. But it was one time when my neighbor's dog came and like into our backyard and jumped him, like fighting him and stuff. And I feel like after that, his life just like started going down. So he just started doing stuff we rarely didn't, see him do. Like, he would break the gate and go like to other people like yards and try to like attack them and stuff like that. So when that started happening, I got very scared, because like when my dad used to like travel to other places, he would have me and my sister like feed him and take care of him while he is gone. And I just be like, hell no, I ain't messing with him while my dad is gone. Because when my dad was home, he would be cool. Like, I'd go outside and I feel like he sensed when my dad was home, and when my dad leave, he sensed when he's left. So he would just do crazy ass things, like try to bite us and stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm good.
And I think a lot of that plays in like the dominance role or whatever. Like, I feel like like if like I tell my kids, with him, like, don't, you got to show your dominance with him, because he's gonna test it. If he feels like he could overcome your dominance, he's gonna feel every time I step out the house, he could do whatever. So like when there's usually his their mom or I are always home, so he knows his role as like, when we're home, like, there's no doing all that extra running around growling or anything like that. So like, other than like if somebody's walking by, and we'll tell them like, yo, calm down, like, and normally like just now, quiet,
right? Good.
And stuff. So but like when we go out, we usually take the youngest one with us. We don't ever leave our youngest son home alone with his brother, because his brother's about to be 11, so I trust him home alone. Plus, he's got the dog here with him. And so I tell my oldest son, I'm like, hey man, you got to show your dominance. You got to make sure he understands that he can't with you that he can't do whatever he wants around you, whatever that you'll put him in his place when it's needed and stuff. So, like he'll lay on him, cuddle up next to him, like just dude, like
Yeah,
you
that's how I was.
bro, you'd be surprised. Like I'll be coming home sometimes, and these two be sleeping right next to each other. The dog,
Hmm.
the dog, having his paws over my son, like he's like holding him and stuff like that. It's pretty funny, bro.
Yeah, that's how it was with me, cause like I was saying, I didn't know my dog can do like, yeah, my dog was strong enough to break down the fence in the backyard. Like I knew that, but try to like attack other people was just crazy because I would be at home chilling, watching TV, and he'd just stand in the hallway, and I'd be like, "Come here." He'd come here, and like I'd be laying on the ground, and he'd be licking me. I'm like, "Bro, no, don't lay down." And like he'd lay down and be on me his head, and you just hear him breathing. I'm skinny as
Yeah,
hell, so he'd just lay his fat ass stomach on me, and I'd just be like, "All right, bro, I can't breathe, but." But
yeah,
but that was like the last dog we had was the only dog like I really felt comfortable around, even though like,
yeah,
yeah, like I didn't feel as comfortable after he got jumped and bitten and stuff like that, but I feel like I still had that trust, like, okay, if he snapped,
yeah.
I know why he's snapping. But the girl dog, man, I hated her fucking guts, man. She was the most hyperest dog I ever known. I don't know. It's something about female dogs. Like, I don't know. Like, I would thought a male dog would be more hyper. And I thought a female dog would be like laid back. No, she was hyper, bro. Like, man, every time we look in the backyard, where's the dog? She done ran off somewhere. She didn't swoop under the fence. We just be like,
Wow.
man, what the heck? But the
Well,
dog,
usually,
huh?
did you guys get her fixed so that way she wouldn't go into heat
Oh hell
or
no. We when we got our last dog, we sold our dog. We sold her
oh
because
really?
we tried to keep both of them, but sh we tried to have like a boy and a girl so she can have like a brother or something. But she was still
Yeah.
doing crazy stuff. Like the boy dog, like the male dog, his name was Fats, and the girl dog name was Chanel. And like Chanel, she would do crazy ass stuff. Like she would walk around the tree and like try to choke herself, and Fats would just be looking at her like, "Bro, what are you doing?" Like
Wow.
he'd be looking at her like, "This crazy." So like we like unchain them both so they can have fun, play with each other, and like I think Fast was just like, yeah, I'm too big to like swoop under the fence, so I'm gonna let you go. Like she was just doing crazy stuff about that. I was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
gave her away. But the dog that we had at first when I was born around 2001, I was scared. I was scared of him because like we didn't get him when he was born. Like he was there before me. So,
Yeah.
but he was a loving dog too. Like he was more of a territory dog than Fast. Like
Yeah.
he was like mad. So even though when he was coming up to me to play when I was like 1 or 2 years old, I'd be like, no, no. And my dad be like, chill out. He just coming to play. And like he'd just be licking me.
Yeah.
But I looked at him as like a territory dog, like
Yeah.
So yeah, I love dogs. Like I told myself, when I move out and get my own place, I actually like French bulldogs.
French
But
bulldogs. Yeah,
French
those are
bulldogs,
expensive, man.
yeah, very expensive.
Especially like the maintenance on
Yeah,
them, like because you gotta like usually like I think it's French bulldogs. Usually like they have like their breathing. their
Mm-hmm.
noses because everything's like kind of compacted in.
Yeah.
So you gotta get. I don't know if you gotta get that checked or anything, but if, but I think that's like, I think that plays an issue with having French bulldogs.
Yeah. Even with bullies too.
Yeah,
Cause like having them like in Las Vegas as well. You keep them outside. They like you can hear them.
yeah.
So,
I think that's just like any dog out here in Vegas, bro. It's like
yeah.
it gets way too hot.
Wait.
Real quick, that you said you was born in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild, man. Like,
Yes, sir.
like when I hear somebody born in 2001, like I think of my cousins that are like, one just graduated high school,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is like working on to, I think, her junior year, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's my youngest, though the youngest of them is I think he's in 7th grade or 8th grade in
Mm-hmm.
middle school. But yeah, I think he was born more around 2010s,
Mm-hmm.
or like almost like, I think, '08 or '09. I want to say he was born. But
Mm-hmm.
man, 2001, bro.
Yes, sir. That was a crazy year. 9/11. I was born in that December, and just going back to 9/11 when we used to be in history class and watching what all went down and happened. You're like, dang, that's crazy. I'm glad, like, you know, we all like survived. Most of us survived that, you know, but not the people who was on that plane and who was in that building that collapsed and stuff. But
Mhm.
you know, seeing a school shooting in person is way different. It's crazy because you know you could just be in that moment at the wrong time and you just see a kid just kill numerous of people
Yeah.
and you just like, damn. Like sometimes like I just be thinking like, man, I know I'm living in Vegas, but like it wasn't that too long ago when y'all had a mass shooting in Vegas
Yeah.
on the strip. So sometimes when I be on the strip, I'm always and I'm always looking like, you know, all right, he's look suspect. Okay, let me move over a little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, like that's how I am because you know, especially on the strip, it's so many people on the strip, that can just be wanting to do any and everything,
Hmm.
and just school shootings is just it's just crazy. Like, um, I never went through that type of thing, but I went through like my school getting like a threat saying like,
Yeah.
"Oh, somebody is gonna come to our school and blow it up," that type of thing. We'd have like numerous of threats.
I've had when I was in middle school, my 6th grade year. This was back in 2007. This is when I moved out here to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 2006 going to 2007. Um that school year, we had like one threat, and it was more of like gang related.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, anybody that's wearing blue is going to get shot at school or
That's
whatever.
crazy.
And but
That's nuts.
we didn't take it serious because at the time, like around my time of being in school, besides until I got to high school, I want to say is when things really started getting more serious with school shootings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like, we just kind of were like, oh, that ain't gonna happen, bro. It ain't gonna
Yeah.
happen. Like, that's all talk and stuff. And so, nothing didn't happen that day. And
Mm-hmm.
then, then I moved out here. Then I think, it started off with colleges
Mm-hmm.
getting mass shootings and stuff, down
Wow.
to grade school, man. Like down all the way down to grade school.
You like we was talking about the other day, you being in that position every
Mhm.
day because that's your job. Like
Yeah.
I know you just always thank God, always every day for not being at in that position to where you almost losing your life because of some stupid customers or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like in the fact that you said that you guys don't get paid enough is just crazy. Like I don't like man, like we I give props to you and other people that's in those positions at work because man, that's crazy. Like for me, I didn't look at it like that because you know
Mhm.
I look at y'all like, oh y'all, protecting us, but what about y'all being protected? It's kind of like y'all is the kind of like the third source of thing. Like, oh, they gotta protect us first before they. Hell no, I'll be like deuces.
So my it's funny you said so regardless of like if something was to go down at work, like it um yeah, I'm gonna protect myself and make sure I get to safety as well, just as much as anybody else. But like I would try to give off like that, that warning, like,
That signal, yeah.
yeah, like, yo, get everybody out the building. Like my first instinct though is really, in all honesty, like if if something like that was to go down, in all honesty, my first instinct is to jump on cameras and just capture everything I can on cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Like my office door is locked, so I don't gotta worry about somebody getting in there and stuff like that. And it's a heavy door, so
Yeah.
it's going to be. I mean, for somebody getting there, and not many people know what that door is
With that
for,
door forward,
anyway.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know, so except for those that
Been
that
in there,
get caught
yeah.
shoplifting and stuff. So, but like that's like my first instinct. It's kind of like you kind of say like, "Oh, I'm bouncing up out of here. I ain't hanging out here." Like you just kind of go like, "I gotta get this. I gotta make sure to get all this information before, or get this all on camera before heading out." Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's and that's like a reason why that door stays locked at all times, because in an instance of something like that goes down, you could get in there, door automatically locks behind you. You can capture what you need to capture on camera before, and that way, like if authorities come, like let's say the guys in the back of the store or something, I could let them know. Or let's say he's at the front of the store and I'm on phone with dispatch and I'm like, hey, he's in front of the store.
Mm-hmm.
He's located right by the bathrooms or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So be very tell your officers to be very cautious coming in, whatever, so that way they can make it like a strategic plan. Because if there's still people inside the store that can be saved, like I'm gonna try to do my best to help the police out to corner the guy or
Mm-hmm.
girl, and that way we can save those that can be saved. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like it's just an instinct, man. It's just like human nature and stuff like that. Like it's just like a natural human instinct. Like if especially for somebody that's like, you know, that wants to help or whatever. Because like
Mm-hmm.
you got people that like like they say sheeps and wolves and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
then you got the person that's in between, which is usually like the sheepdog, whatever, that's there to fight the wolves, or, you know, alert the sheep to get out of there, try to get the herd out of there and whatnot. And, I feel like I kind of embraced that role myself, especially after moving out here. Because when I moved out here, um, my older brother, he was like that. I wouldn't say like that person for me, because he was always like bullying me himself too.
Mm-hmm.
But football
Mm-hmm.
football helped that a lot. And instilling that a lot into me and stuff like that, because on my team, I wanted to be a leader. I wanted to, help my teammates and stuff. And like I remember at practice, some of the guys that like I knew some of the guys that weren't like good enough, but I didn't, like I
You
didn't
ain't
tell
look.
them they weren't
Yeah,
good enough or anything like that. I always told them like, hey man, why don't you get in there on the practice squad? See if, you know, maybe who knows, man, you might make a big play, you get put in the game this Friday, whatever. Especially
right.
when we're blowing these guys out and they start throwing in the second team, third string. And
Yeah.
so,
So
yeah.
I was I played baseball for
Hmm.
my high school. That was like the only sport I was like to play. I wanted to play
Yeah.
football, but I'm built like my dad. Like, my dad is skinny as hell, and he's pretty tall, but he didn't want me to go through the same things that he went through as far as like injuries and stuff.
Yep.
So he was just like, hey, look, I want you to play baseball. That's a lot of money in baseball. You could play baseball till you're like 40, 45. It's less injuries and stuff like that. So I started doing baseball. I did baseball for high school, and at first I wasn't very good at it, despite my whole family is baseball. It's
Hmm.
surrounded by baseball. Like my granddad did baseball. My granddad cousin did baseball. My brother did baseball. My other brother did baseball. Um, Other cousins did baseball. So like my family was surrounded by baseball,
Hmm.
and like I never played a sport a day in my life. So I was just playing baseball, try to get a hang of it, and the thing I was good at, uh, what became my designated position was, I was a designated base runner,
Yeah.
and because I was very fast and I knew when to steal, when not to steal, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh, and another position was I was in the outfield.
Yeah.
I wanted to do infield so bad, but some of the skills that took as far as to play infield, like how to scoop the ball up, how
Hmm.
to scoop it in and throw it in a one motion. Like I wasn't very good at that. So
Yeah.
um, I'm being the outfield, and I just and I was good at it. Like I played center field because center field is a position where you have to be fast and you have to learn how to like catch and stuff like that. So that was like my main position, and I was pretty good at it. But man, I love being a designated runner.
I want to say this is the toughest dude I know too, because I remembered in high school, this dude had fractured ribs and still played.
Mm,
Like he had to go to the doctors to get an X-ray and stuff like that to get his ribs checked out. Found
hmm.
out he had fractured ribs, but still played that Friday. Didn't care.
Wow.
Yeah, this dude was
Ah
tough,
man,
man.
I had a friend like that too, man. Shout out to Dion. I know he be watching my channel and watching my videos, man. Dion is the most like he don't care. Like baseball was his passion. Like he was playing baseball since he was little to like up to like college. I mean, not college, but high school, the end of high school. But man, I remember Dion broke his nose, and because of baseball, it's the most stupidest thing ever. I don't know what happened. I can't remember if he was trying to catch a ball or somebody just threw a ball and he was looking and it smacked him in the nose and his nose was fat as hell. Was it? No, it was right here. It was like right here to his nose, and it was just fat, man. So,
Wow.
um, our school doctor was just like, "Hey, man, like you gonna be out for some time, like." And then I just ain't want to hear. He's like, "No, man, fuck that. No, I ain't wearing no mask. I ain't wearing nothing, man. I want to play. Let me play."
Yeah.
And like the doctor was just like, "No, man, like Dion ain't care. Like he get injured, bro." I'd be getting like one small minor injury. I can't get a game, coach. But like,
Yeah,
but with Dion, man, like he just had that other like passion in it for baseball that he just ain't cared. But shout out to
yeah,
Dion, man. He actually stopped playing. Well, he do like semi-pro baseball, but
yeah.
he go back and forth into like the military and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
shout out to Dion for taking that
Nice.
extra step to fight for our country because I would not be that
Exactly.
one. I
Yeah,
would
I couldn't do that myself either, bro. I mean, that's a whole nother level, you know what I
man.
mean? Where Mr. Potato Head is like making fun of Slinky, calling him a kiss ass because he like takes his lips off and like puts it towards his butt. You can see like the typing machine says ha 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 in the back, and you see the snake behind Mr. Potato Head laughing.
Hmm.
Bro, like that thing blew up overnight, bro. Like it was, and even it led into like that whole entire day. Got 52,000, 52.6K views.
Wow.
It was the only video that's blown up like that
Hmm.
and has, I think, 3,000 likes.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
it now, and I'm like, bro, like, I was like, out of everything I've made, this is the
Hmm.
one video
Hmm.
that blows up like this, really.
Hmm.
And like I've made some more videos. I've already made more videos after that stuff. Um, and like with those, I'm only getting like 300, 400 views off of them.
Hmm. It
And
cause like with me, I'm on TikTok as well. And the first video I put out, I think it got like 500 views. And I went to a sneaker store because on my YouTube channel, I know my
mhm,
algorithm. I know that I have to keep constantly producing and putting out shoe content because
yeah,
that's when people who comes to my channel likes. So, you know, half of my check goes to me buying shoes because I
yeah,
gotta keep producing that shoe content. So I went to TikTok because people like, hey, put the same type of shoe content that's on YouTube to your TikTok. So I started doing that, and GTA dropped a remaster of San Andreas and Vice City and stuff.
right
And
on.
I said, okay, I'm gonna do a video on that, and I post like a clip and stuff on me like playing a video game on TikTok, and like me thinking, hmm, this video is gonna be about like 200 views, 300. Hell no! I woke up the next day, I was like, God damn! Like it be the most unexpected video. You like, I didn't even
Yeah,
put my all into this video. Like it was just something simple. I talked like, hey, I just got done filming a gameplay of San Andreas remaster. I told them how I felt about the game, and I told them uh I put like a small little clip, and I'm like, at the end of the TikTok video, I was like, hey, if you want to see this full video, go to my YouTube channel, 3KTV, or you can go to my bio and click the link. And
right.
like I just like this video, like that same San Andreas video that I put on YouTube is constantly keep going up because
Wow.
people will go to that video, and like I kept getting comments like, "Hey, like what's the game about? Like is it different and stuff like that?" And I'm just like, "Bro, I didn't put no cuts into this video like I did in my shoe video." I'm just like, "Bro, it really just be the most unexpected video." And like with me, um I just don't know on YouTube when it's my unexpected video, like how TikTok was. Like I was,
Yeah.
I've been on TikTok for like what, like not even 90 days yet, and that video, like after those two videos, that video was the main one that blew up. And I'm just like,
Yeah. So
wow.
and that's like that would probably be the only best way that of that possibly happening, but just because of everything the way it is and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you gotta let your dad know and be like, yeah, like if I was this big, and I was making money off of YouTube as well.
I I I would really do that. Like Like, hey,
Yeah.
I would be at home. Like, you feel
Yeah.
me? But like Walmart still pays the bills. Like,
Yeah.
if you want me to keep help you out with rent, I gotta keep Walmart. If I gotta, keep buying shoes for me to make content, I gotta have Walmart. If I gotta keep paying my bills for my car bills and
Hmm.
stuff, I gotta keep Walmart. It's like some people would take that risk. I'm not a risk taker.
Yeah.
I should have that, risk taker in me, but some people be like, man, F Walmart, and they just they do YouTube broke, and and they just, but some people like that, they blow up. Like they could be so broke after dropping a job, and they blow up because they have all that free time. Like
Yeah.
it's just that I can't, man. I got a new car. My car is a 2021, and hell no, I gotta keep making those payments to build
Yeah.
my good credit up. Because
Yeah.
once my credit, be good, and I want to move out to Texas, I could get, you know, probably anything I want. So it's just battling things. Like I said, I'm not a
Yeah.
risk taker. So.
Yeah. Like that's like the same thing with me, man. Like, well, like if anything, like the biggest risk, like I'm thinking about taking a risk with like TikTok. I'm posting like a certain type of videos, kind
Mhm.
of like related to work,
Mhm.
just because. But like I don't really want to say where I'm working at in my
Yeah.
videos too at the same time, so that way I could kind of fly under the radar too.
Mhm.
Because like if I could post some of the stuff that I go through, bro,
At
I
work.
already know it's going to blow up because
Oh
that
yeah.
people love to see stuff that, or just from the simple fact of everybody at work when they see me doing my job and stuff like that, or they get the opportunity to sit beside me when I need the extra help to do my job. People
Mhm.
get excited for that. They'd be like, "Oh man, like that's crazy that just went down, whatever, or the way you came at that dude was wild. Like, this dude was coming at you like this, but you just kind of came back with it and stuff, like it's not and the stuff I see is not everyday normal people see and stuff like that. And it's not even just normal. Like I'm like not saying like I'm above normal, but just like in normal settings. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's not something you see in normal settings every day. You
Yeah.
know, like like in all honesty, how many times have you gone shopping at a store and you seen somebody getting stopped for shoplifting and it goes south or goes
South.
crazy?
Yeah.
Like how many times have you seen that? Honestly, like and besides like being at work and knowing that something's about to go down. Like because you got your radio with you, you can hear what's going on and stuff. Like
Mhm.
it's hardly none. Like I go out shopping, I don't ever see stuff like that,
Oh
whatever.
no.
Like but like with my job too, like I kind of look for those things as well. Like it's hard for me to go in the store and not watch other people to see what they're doing. Like when you it's so funny because you
You're
be
like,
like, oh
I'm gonna
man.
pick up these little chips real quick, and I'm gonna walk around. Okay. Hey, you go back to the front desk. Like, hey man, I work for Walmart. Sorry. Mm.
No, like it's funny too because I don't really be saying anything to anybody though too at the same time because like it's just like I kind of like when I first started doing this it was kind of like I would say something to the person in general that's doing stuff, but
Mhm.
then there's times where I'm just kind of like whatever dude like
Yeah.
like but like if I see like I want to say the most recent one I did was I was at my sister's job because she works at Starbucks,
Mhm.
and I was picking her. I think I was picking her up for work, or I was buying something for for dinner, buying food for dinner or whatever.
Mhm.
And as I'm like, I think I was yeah, I was going down to get water, and there was this guy like before, like when I was entering the store, he was commenting me on all my Eagles gear I was wearing
Mhm.
and stuff. He was like, "Oh man," he goes, "You got," he goes, "You a Philly fan?" He goes, "You from Philly?" Asked me if I was from Philly, and so I'm like, "No, I'm from New Mexico, bro." Uh, this and he goes, "Oh," but he goes, "Man, I like your jersey. You got the lanyard too, the hat," and I'm like, "Thanks, bro." And I want to say this was probably earlier in the year and stuff
Mm-hmm.
when this happened. And as I'm walking by to go get my water, oh,
There we go.
so as I'm walking by to go get my cases of water, I took
Mm-hmm.
notice this guy was grabbing like excess, as like in a large amount of those those downy pellets that you pour into your washer that are like
Uh-huh.
fabric softeners and stuff like that. And I took notice of that, and so I was like, what the hell's this guy doing? Like, I'm like, don't nobody just buy this much crap like that. I'm like, he's grabbing like the whole shelf was cleared out. And so I walk over
Jeez.
to the front and I see him like cutting like so in her store, there's like the doors and
Mm-hmm.
like to the right of the like as you're walking in, you there's like the shopping carts, and then right behind on the other side of that wall, there's like a little garden section for the Smiths, and it
Mm-hmm.
has like a little lane where you could sneak in between if you're like and use like the flowers and
Mm.
like the plants in that little spot
Uh-huh.
to block to block the view of others from seeing you walking out with merchandise with.
Oh
And so
wow.
I noticed him walking that way, and he's like looking towards like the registers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts walking out, and I walk up on him, and he had diapers in. He had like two things of diapers in this thing too.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk up on him, I'm like, "Hey, bro," I was like, "What do you think you're doing, man?" He's like, "Oh, come on, dog." He's like, "I'll give it back to you, all right? I'll give it back. I don't want to go to jail." He's like, "You can have your stuff back." I'm like, "Dude, I don't even work here, bro." And he's like, "Are you serious?" He got mad. He's like, "Are you serious?"
He's
I'm
for the
like,
boo
I'm
boo
like,
in
I'm
his
like, you
pants.
asking me? I'm serious. Are you serious, bro? Because of people like you, it brings up the cost of merchandise to
Mm-hmm.
others and stuff like that. How do you expect for anybody else to afford this when you're stealing all this, and all it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna do is bring up the cost of items and stuff like that? It's just. And then he's like, "Come on, man, just let me have like a couple things." I'm like, "Nah, bro." I was like, "Get the hell up out of here, man. What the fuck wrong?" Skedaddle.
Skedaddle.
And he was like, "Are you serious, dude?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm dead ass serious, man. Skedaddle. Fuck wrong with you?" And then I grab the car and I bring it back to the front, bring it up to the front manager. I'm like, "Hey, man, this dude just tried to walk out with all your stuff. I got it back for you though." They're like, "Are you what? Are you serious? You didn't have to do that." Like, I'm like, I was at that point, I was like, I was like, I do this I catch shoplifters for a living, so it's just I was like, it kind of irked me, like this dude like was trying to came up to me like he was cool with me, whatever, and then I come
Man, that'd
across.
be the most crazy stuff. Like, cause that's why I really wanted to do AP because I could come into work and dress like this. People just think I'm just a regular, customer. I'm just, walking around. Like, okay, all right, yep. I'm gonna meet him at the front. But like sometimes you just be a customer. You just be in you be in like a type of area. You just just doing your thing, and then when they finna work out, you just no, give me that
Yeah.
shit. Like that's cool, like because you know like because when I first met you, remember I was working at Toys. I'm just like,
Yeah.
and I'd be with Alex. I'd be like, the hell this customer doing? And Alex will pull me to the side like, I'd be like, he works here? He was like, I was like, what the? And like I did that like constantly numerous times because like I ain't know you, so like I'm like, yeah, he just standing here in my department like this for like the hell, like he's weird.
He's weird.
they
Bro.
they got always be like. No, man, like, like, oh, and then like, and I be nosy too. And I just be walking like, "Hmm, I be
Yeah,
trying to see what's going on too.
yeah, man. Like most of the time, it's what's funny is like so I'll catch people like when I catch people. Most of the time, like if I'm walking on the floor and I see somebody, I'll call it in and then I'll go up front, just jump on my cameras to watch it further and
Hmm.
stuff. But like um most like hardly ever like if I don't know if you ever notice like hardly ever would you ever see me following somebody on the sales floor
Mm-mm.
just trying to catch somebody like you like because I feel like to me I feel like not only does
It was
you know
system that's
that not only would it I feel it like the higher of the chance of them seeing me, but it would also alert others around me to know that oh man they got the guy here and he's busy watching somebody else, he ain't watching me, so I'm gonna hurry up and do what I'm doing while he's busy watching this person. You get what
hmm
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and you gotta play it casual, man. Like when like if you ever like if I am following somebody, bro, like I will watch them from like a whole nother aisle
Oh
across the
yeah.
action alley
Yeah.
rather than be in the same
Same
area as
area.
them.
Yeah.
So at least it looks like I'm actually shopping, but I'm like staring my way down.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, is he shopping, bro? Like, and he's just be like, mm-mm. And I'm like, what the like you be doing it so good. I just like, okay, I want to do that. Like, that's it's actually cool, because like
Yeah,
you don't have to wear a vest. Like, as you notice, I don't wear my vest at all. Like,
yeah. Well,
I
you
don't,
work overnights now.
even when on day shift, you never see me wear my vest. So like, wearing a vest, coming to work, like I mean, we can still come to work like, the way we
Yeah,
want, but
just
like, you
yeah,
know, I don't wear like my good shoes and stuff because the type of work I do.
yeah,
But me, like, I can wear my Jordans and stuff, and they just be like, man, like, you know, and
yeah. A
then,
lot of people, I like. It's funny to me because a lot of people will get shocked to see that I'm working. Like last night when I was before part of my shift, they asked me to help out with zoning up the seasonal section. And
mm-hmm,
the department manager that I don't know if she was a department manager or she was just like a regular associate over there.
mm-hmm,
She was like staring at me and looking at me crazy as I'm like straightening things up and I'm just like and I and then she heard my radio go off and she's like then she kind of put two to two like oh he works here
mm-hmm,
and like I don't even think the associate knows that I do loss prevention. I think she just thinks I work
yeah,
and I was just wearing my sweater over everything. But yeah, man, it's funny when I catch people off guard, especially new associates. New
yeah,
associates always
man,
be like,
it's funny.
they'll be looking at me crazy, and I'll be like, "Oh, don't worry, man, I work here, bro."
Yes, man.
It's hilarious, man.
Man, it was hilarious, man. Jeez, man. Man, this podcast is like it's almost 2 hours, man. And like I said before, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. Uh, you know, I hope everything works out for like TikTok and stuff, and you just getting even more established and known, and hopefully TikTok will give you the type of career that you want, not being able to work a 9 to 5 no more, on, not being able to stress because other managers is stressing and they just putting all that stress on you type of thing. Um,
Yeah,
you just being able to um have that time where you could spend more time with my kids because that's one of the things with me. It's like I tell every like older person that asks me why I always go hard to posting videos on YouTube and stuff, and I just be like, man, working 9 to 5 is cool, but that's not me. Like if I would have a son right now, I would probably become part time because I would want to spend all that time with my son because
Yeah.
um every moment would matter to me. Like I would be so sad to come home and just see my son walking. I'd be like, God damn, I missed that. And my girl and wife be
Yeah.
like, yeah, you missed that. You missed that, you know. It's like
Yeah.
that would hurt me. So like this why I push myself now in my early 20s to like boom, 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 because
Yeah.
like I'm doing everything right now. Like if I want to go party, I will go party. Like I don't want to, like, say for instance, like, say for instance, I have a kid at like 23. Party done. Party's
Yeah.
done. Everything done. Like, I want to focus on my kid. Like, that would be
Yeah.
me. Like, you know, I don't want to come home after a party and my son sleep. I don't,
Yeah.
it's just, that's just not me. So, like for you, you got a kid, you got a wife. So hopefully, in the future, somewhere down the line, you just get to spend all that time with your family. Maybe y'all
Yeah.
take a trip somewhere, and you don't have to worry about like coming back the next day and have to get up early or, you know, stuff like that. Just being your own boss, man. I just hope
Yeah.
that, um, hope that would one day happen for you.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you for having me on, man. It's it's been a pleasure. It's I hope everything goes out the way it's all planned out and stuff like that. I mean, it sounds like a great plan and stuff.
mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? Dude, I already see it, man. The way you pushing it and stuff, like the passion, what you got for this, bro. I see you
Appreciate it.
already where you need to be at, bro. Is
Appreciate it.
just keep doing what you're doing, you know, pushing hard, grinding, get where you want to be, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters at the end of the day, man. Like you said, have fun in your younger days, man, because and I threw that all away when I was 21, bro. That's when I had my first child.
Oh, damn. You was
Yeah,
21? Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So, I mean, have all the fun you can, man. Like I
Yeah,
don't mind, like I really don't care though either, because I'm more family oriented than anything else. So
yeah,
yeah, man. Anytime you want to have me on again, let me know.
for sure.
You know my schedule and stuff like that. So it's this was fun though.
Thank you.